Now that we've got our rear grip mounted to our rod blank, you can take your reel seat and slide it down the rod blank. You'll notice the reel seat doesn't fit very well. It's much larger than the blank diameter is. We have two different ways we can actually center this reel seat over the rod blank. One is with a polyurethane arbor, the other is with a tape arbor. In most of your mud hole rod building kits that you receive, you should receive a polyurethane arbor. JL is going to demonstrate how to install the polyurethane arbor.
Okay. This white piece here is the polyurethane arbor. As you can see, it has a 1/4 inch inside diameter. So we're going to have to bore that out the same exact way we did our rear grip. Okay. So I'm going to take our reamer again, same one, same type of reamer that we did on our rear grip, and go ahead and bore this out. See, I need a smaller one. Let's see here. Go ahead and ream this out, and we're going to go ahead and keep checking this to make sure we're not over reaming it. And I can tell that already this size isn't going to fit yet, so I'm going to keep reaming a little more. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and slide this on the blank, see if it fits all the way down to where we need it. We got our marks from earlier. Okay, it's getting snug, and there we go. We got a nice snug fit for our arbor. Next step, we're going to go ahead and glue this into place, and then we'll put our reel seat right on top of that. Another way to mount our reel seat to the rod is building up tape bushings or arbors. We made a mark earlier. That's where our reel seat is going to stop at. It's going to land right in between here. We're going to build 3 tape arbors to center this reel seat. The tape doesn't serve any purpose in strength. It's really just going to center that, and then we're going to go ahead and encapsulate these in our paste epoxy to mount it to the reel seat. What I did here was I put 2 arbors already just to save a little bit of time, and I'm going to put a 3rd arbor right in the center of these. Okay, all you have to do is spin it and keep testing it. It takes a little bit. Keep testing it on here to make sure you get a nice snug fit. Okay, we got a little bit more to go. Go ahead and test it out every now and then. The first one's nice and snug. I see I got a little bit of play in the middle still, so we need some more tape. Should be about right there. Go ahead and smooth it down. Okay, nice snug fit. Nice snug fit there, and on the 3rd one as well. Okay, so our next step, we're going to end up encapsulating all of these tapes. So those are going to become 3 very strong points under our reel seat. This paste epoxy that we use is extremely strong.
Now that we have our arbors mounted on our rod blank, we want to do a little preventative maintenance to our reel seat before we glue it in place. We want to lock it all the way down, exposing all the threads. You want to take your 1/2 inch masking tape and apply it to the very top of the threads. Don't let the tape overlap past the threads. You want to wrap this around about 3 or 4 times. What we're doing is we're going to make sure that no glue gets into the threads of the reel seat. The one thing you want to do is before you mount this, always have a little tag end sticking up. Okay, it's a lot easier to peel this off when this is full of glue.
When glue gets in these threads, it gets really difficult to clean up, so this is just a minor but important step you need to take.
The other thing you want to do is also put tape on the other side, because we're not sure how we're going to mount this reel seat yet, whether it's going to be an up-locking or down-locking seat. So we want to make sure we cover up any exposed areas that could possibly be affected by the glue. Again, wrap it on, starting at the very top, about 2 or 3 times around. Remember, leave a little tag end so it's easy to grab later on. Just like that.
Scott here's mixing up some more of that same 2-part epoxy that we applied our rear grip on with. I'm going to use it to slide this polyurethane arbor into place. After that, I'm going to put epoxy over that and then slide the reel seat over there. So is that all mixed up?
There you go.
Okay. Go ahead and apply it from the same point that the front of the reel seat starts at, okay? And you want to make sure you get plenty on there, okay? Don't be scared to use this stuff. Put plenty on there. Go in 360-degree motion, cover the whole area, okay? So now we got plenty of epoxy because we're going to push some more out of there. I'm going to go ahead and slide this over there nice and slow, doing a twisting motion to make sure the whole inside of that arbor is getting coated with epoxy. Okay. Almost down there. Right before we get to the end, just go ahead and smooth that out so it gets under the arbor. And slide it all the way down. All this extra excess epoxy we're going to go ahead and clean up afterwards. Now that that's on there, when that glue sets up, it's going to be solid as a rock. I'm going to go ahead and put epoxy on top of this arbor now, and the reel seat's going to slide over this and then be fixed to this portion. Okay. Make sure you put plenty of epoxy on there. You know, that's the last thing you want, is for you to build a beautiful rod and then your reel seat come loose down the road.
Now comes into play the tape that we put on the reel seat.
Yep, so get nice and slow and make sure you do a nice twisting motion on there. Okay. All this build up epoxy here, we can pretty much reuse it here. We're smoothing it out and it's sliding under that reel seat. Like Scott said, if I weren't to have this tape there, these threads would be loaded up with epoxy, very difficult to clean out. Okay. So all the way down there, give it a few spins that just gets the whole inside of that reel seat coated with epoxy. I'm going to go ahead and take this epoxy, by peeling off this tape, I'm going to get a majority of our glue line. I'm kind of angling it down to push it on the reel seat, and as you can see here, all this epoxy here, the threads are saved. So no cleanup on the threads. We just have a little bit of touch-up work to do here, and we'll go ahead and wipe that down with some paper towels and denatured alcohol. Now that our threads are free of epoxy, we got to go ahead and you remember that line we made marked on the spine. We have to make sure our reel seat lines perfectly up with that spine, which will have our guides line up with that, utilizing the full potential of our backbone.
Remember that mark we made is not actually the spine. It's 180 degrees to the spine, since we're building a spinning rod today.
Okay, so I looked down, straight down the blank, and I got a whole straight line to that mark I made on my spine.
Using the marks on the reel seat as a reference point when you're eyeing it up.